guys, I'm Madeleine Harvey, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. A friend of mine made a recommendation that I take a look at Disturbed, covering the sound of silence. And I just want to say, before we get going, that I am very familiar with Disturbed. I am a big fan. So I am familiar with their lead singer, David's vocal tendencies. However, I have not heard this cover. So this is a first impression reaction. So here we go.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping
Beautiful tone.
left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence.
Good job, David. So very first initial impression is not at all what I expected. No, not at all. I love that this is really stripped down, really ethereal, very ambient. It's just him and the piano so far. His stillness that he is holding is almost has an innocence to it. It has a sense of purity to it, but it carries a contrast that feels like loss, that feels like despair. His voice just rings beautifully, and there's nothing to distract from the moment of the words and the lyrics. So those words really do shine through. Let's see where he takes this.
In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw,
Oh, beautiful tone, different tone contrast.
10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking.
Yeah.
People hearing without listening. People writing songs. And voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence.
Okay. Yes, verse 2. Verse 2 really upped the ante with intensity. I just want to say he's got really pretty eyes. Oh, really, really beautiful presence. Really, really beautiful. So tonal wise, for verse 1, darker tone that really preferred the jaw, the back of the throat, and the mouth. Right there, right there. And then as the intensity changed, he was able to manage that air pressure and gradually and consistently, while increasing intensity with his air, was able to lift it up into a mid-broad nose placement. Now, he was able to do that all while keeping his breath leaning forward. So he's got this beautiful flow of his exhale, and he's able to manage his spaces, without an inconsistency in the tone, without there being too much variance between the dark and the bright for his tone. And then as he brings that little bit of that vocal grit in there that I'm really familiar with as as a vocalist for him is it's so well placed, it's so conservative, and it really lets the word shine. It lets the angst and the despair really come through. There's nothing pulling us away from the moment here. He is anchored in this moment, and he's not singing a song. He's living moment to moment to moment, and he is really showing us what that is like.
Fools say now you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my love,
oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
like silent raindrops fell.
Right.
Echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and prayed
Yeah,
to
distortion.
the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning,
Okay.
and the words that it was for me.
Good. He's doing so much awesomeness right there. I just got to take it back for us to relive it a little bit. Now, there's always like 4 things that we're looking for, 4 big things that must be in balance in order for you to move the voice with that kind of intensity. Relaxation, check. He seems very grounded and very in control of what he's doing. Airflow, check. It's very intense, but it is steady and consistent, almost like he's bulldozing his airflow forward. Resonating spaces, check, check, triple check. He's got nose and mouth resonating spaces, and he is managing what he's doing in overtones, meaning jaw and mouth, and then nose. And then the last is his varying degree of muscle fiber with what he's doing on his vocal folds. This is showing such a beautiful demonstration of the strength in his vocal cords, that he can do very pure tones that are very clean and almost have a classical nature to them, and then he can really glide into that more rock, that grittier, distorted rock vocal, which is him compressing those chords, recruiting tons of muscle fiber, but he can recruit it, giving it intensity, and then he can let off of it all with control. So let's go back and hear that again.
And the people bowed and prayed.
Now you had vibrato to it.
On God they made.
Good.
And the sign flashed out its warning. And the words that it was for me. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, whispered in the sun.
Okay, yeah, we just heard that intense vocal, and then that, like an angel. Let's go back and hear it again.
In the sun.
Beautiful.
Of silence.
I love that closed tone right there. Yeah, that was greatness. That was greatness. Every element of that performance was controlled. We never saw him struggle. He is an athlete and he is an artist. And guys, to do these kind of vocals, they do take time to develop, and one develops them incrementally, so little by little over time. But it isn't just to show off the voice, it is to convey a depth of such big, big, intense emotions. He was in control the entire time, and that was beautiful, masterful, absolutely masterful. On that note, I'm gonna go rock out to some Down with the Sickness. I I love voice. I love artists. I love them being who they are, the interpretation of the way that this they see the world, they see this piece. He was never trying to distract from the words. Everything he did added to the intensity of what he was talking about. He wasn't singing a song. You saw him live moment to moment to moment, and the music was the vehicle that carried him into that emotional, really beautifully emotional place. It is a privilege to just witness that kind of greatness. Yeah. Very good. It's a wonderful example of what we're capable of. So thank you so much, guys, for making this suggestion, for tuning in today. And if you have any recommendations for other performances that you would like for me to react to or break down, please feel free to leave them in the comments portion of today's video. I love this. I love David from Disturbed. Such a big fan of their work. Thank you again for checking out this video and for hanging out with me. If you've liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click the subscribe button below. I'd love to see you here more often. And as always, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye!